Hello, Trevor.
And a good evening to you, sir. You rebel scum.
Beady, 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 beady. You
Well,
alright?
we've talked about Tweaky that much over the last few weeks. I thought I'd change the avatar to Tweaky just to amuse a few people.
Good man.
Top show.
I would just like to thank, I've not done this for a while, StreamYards for effectively being very, very, very generous in letting me use their software for free. It runs out today, so I may need to ask them again. So, StreamYards, we love you. Thank you. You have enabled me to stop losing my sanity these last 2 months. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Hail StreamYards.
Hail, hail to thee.
Hail. How are we doing, Trev? You good?
I'm not too bad at all, mate. I'm a lot better minus the iron brew.
Yes, I was going to say, any iron brew since
No.
Friday?
Yeah, actually. Saturday.
Cans. I'm on cans.
No. The wife bought me 3 big bottles. I think that
It's
was
her
it.
fault then.
Yeah. I
Blame the
do like
wife.
the Iron Brew, though. I really do like Iron Brew. If Iron Brew want to sponsor me, that's up to them, and I'll quite happily accept it.
For the folks at home, other fizzy carbonated beverages are available.
Nice disclaimer.
Well, there is. I must admit, up until very, very recently, about 2 years ago, I've avoided fizzy drinks for a long time.
Mm.
And then I did a 24-hour time trial race in Borrego Springs in California.
Oh, yeah.
In 20 That'd be 2018. It was a 50th birthday present. Excuse me. I just thought do a 24-hour race as like a big birthday event. It was the World Time Trial Championships, as I said. I was teaming up with this American guy who I know, hello Wayne, and it was tough. 24-hour. The night time was okay. Bear in mind, this is in the middle of the desert with the kind of Californian mountains in the distance, and it was a full moon that weekend because they'd moved it forward a week. And during the night, it looked like you were cycling on the moon, and it was kind of almost spiritual. But the part that got me was the during the day, as you can imagine, middle of the desert, California, wall to wall sunshine. I think it was 97 degrees,
Crikey.
and we're having to cycle in that. So obviously, I don't know what the road temperature was, and the sun was just like a fucking microwave. And we'd underprepared for the hydration, like the salts.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in a bad way because we just kept cramping. And
right.
luckily, somebody just turned up and provided us with literally a handful of hydration tablets,
Oh, yeah.
which saved our race. But the one thing that popped into my head while I was flogging myself to death doing, I think we did 451 miles in 24 hours, was I am desperate for an ice cold can of Coca-Cola. I don't know why.
What you
I
crave
don't know
in
why
those
it popped.
situations.
Don't know why it popped in there, but at the presentation afterwards, they had ice cold Coca-Cola, and I just thought, why have I not had this in my life for 15 years? So there you go.
Just one of those things, isn't it, mate?
So now if I'm cycling or on my turbo trainer, I do enjoy a ice cold can of Coca-Cola. And back in the day, I always used to prefer Pepsi.
Never been I can honestly say I've never been a fan.
I think, in fact, I know your tastes change throughout your life.
Yeah,
So yeah, Coca-Cola every time, folks.
bizarre. That's probably
Obviously,
years of being subjected to advertising.
yeah, this is bad for you, blah blah blah. That's bad for you. No butter, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Bizarrely, butter's better for you than margarine or low-fat spreads. Do you know that?
Yes, but none of them are particularly brilliant for your arteries. But yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
The thing is, all these years you've had people saying, "Oh, you need to have this in your life, and you need to have that in your life," and now you look at the amount of type 2 diabetes there is in society
yeah.
to realise that all those choices were a mistake. It's not actually fat what causes health issues; it's sugar.
Yes, I watched. Have you seen the Game Changers
No,
documentary on the flicks?
I haven't. No, but I've got the flicks, so I might check it out.
Yeah, you want to watch it. That's why as you know, I'm into my cycling, and I've never really been into eating meat. Just not my
I couldn't.
thing.
I couldn't live without it, to be honest. Meat. It's a big part of my life.
Ooh, meat. Ooh.
Seriously. I'm a big fan of beef jerky, but not the stuff you get in the shops. The real kind of oldie style preserved meat, so you could
Yeah,
survive in bad climates and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Because I actually used to live in Canada, so I got quite accustomed
Okay,
to having beef jerky, but real proper stuff, not this junk you get over here. What's all
right.
soy sauce and sugar?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Sweet meat, no, that's not a thing. Anyway,
Sweet meat.
speaking of Netflix,
Yeah, go on, mate.
because I've run out of things with The Expanse finishing,
Oh,
I've
okay.
I've got nothing to keep me occupied, and I've pretty much binge watched everything that I need to watch. So last night I was a bit of a loose end, and there's a documentary on Netflix that's been made by Ron Howard. You know, who used to be Richard Cunningham in Happy
Solo
Days.
lost money. Yes.
I can tell whose channel you've been watching.
Hello, viewer at home. By the way, hello, viewer.
Hello. Yeah, a documentary about this Canadian girl who wanted to travel, and she disappeared in a hotel, and it was a girl called Elisa Lam. Now, she became an internet sensation because there was a video of her in this lift, and after this video was taken off a CCTV, she more or less
Right.
disappeared, and they couldn't find
Okay.
her. And bizarrely enough, she disappeared on my birthday in
Do
2013.
do.
Yeah, I know, freaky.
Hello, Tupac. Yep.
Hello, mate. You're all right. So yeah, anyway, it was quite an interesting documentary. And I thought, oh, this is probably, how many episodes is this going to be? But it was only 2. But
Right.
I thought that was a really great format because not only is less is more, it was just right. It was the right amount of documentary, to be honest.
Right.
Because you get some of these documentaries, whether it be on terrestrial TV or actual streaming services, and they go on and on and on, and it's fleshed out with the same bits.
Right.
It
Like,
gets,
yeah.
it gets boring dead quick.
Yeah.
But I thought,
Sorry.
yeah, but I thought that was a really interesting thing because everybody loves a mystery. I'm not going to give away what actually happened in case anybody wants to watch it, but I thought it was, spot on, just the right amount.
Yeah. Scooby Doo loved a good mystery.
Huh? Zoinks! Yeah,
And was it Thelma
Thelma, yeah, the one with the glasses.
and Daphne,
Yeah, and Freddie.
Freddie and Shaggy?
It's funny, Freddie was
Content.
actually voiced by my hero, a guy called Frank Welker. And he's an absolute legend.
He is. He's not Optimus Prime, is he?
Close. He is the voice of Megatron. and Soundwave and quite a few Rumble. Oh, he did a good 30% of the voices.
Right.
But is a connection here. In Star Trek 3, every time you heard Spock going, that was Frank.
Yes, I know. I've seen the thingy. Here you go. Cruel Birab's in. Hello, mate. Frank Welker, Megatron.
I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. I keep practicing.
Your boy's in. Hello, Sklavko.
Hey, hello, Sklav.
Our number one. He's our number one.
Yeah, he is. He's our number one fan. That documentary, by the way, it's called Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. Or Cecil, if you're American.
Crime Scene. Is that one word?
No, it's split into two.
Crime Scene. I'll put it in the chat. Crime Scene what?
The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel.
The Vanishing at the Cecil.
C-E-C-I-L, yeah.
Hotel.
It's got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Although that doesn't mean shit, does it? Let's face it.
No. And that's on the flicks. Right, okay. Trev is full of connections from your boy. Here you go.
Yeah.
Trev's the man. Trev is our Friday night mate. That's all I'm saying. I believe in you, even if you don't.
Turn to the dark side. There we go.
Rebel scum.
You rebel scum. I love that bit in Jedi. That is, when they go into the shield generator room, that is just perfect. I love it.
Jedi, yes?
Yes. It is in Return of the Jedi.
Yes. I liked Jedi, but just wasn't quite the cigar, was it?
I don't know. I thought the original version, I thought, was just nice to wrap it up.
There you go.
The extra bits, what George Lucas decided to put in, are just
I can't leave it
heresy.
alone.
Are just heresy. You know, having Anakin being removed with a different Anakin.
I know. Fucking hell. Just George, leave it
CGI
alone.
bits were terrible as well. They weren't really convincing as effects.
Yeah. I recently watched the Star Wars special edition. A bit poo, really.
I'm just glad I have the originals on DVD, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
In fact, I'll say something now. I watched a couple of videos on YouTube last night, and they were like 4K upscaled CGI effects from Babylon 5. And I'm not joking. Wow, absolutely blew me away. It was just fantastic.
I was looking at B5 today on YouTube. I think I need to revisit B5 just as a cleanser for some decent sci-fi. And I will say, everybody in the chat, Babylon 5 as a cleanser to all the shite that's out.
Yeah, it's more down to earth and a bit more realistic.
And well written.
Yeah, J. Michael Straczynski. Wow. He went from writing episodes of He-Man to writing possibly the greatest 5-year sci-fi arc in history.
Well, it would have been if studio not giving him the green light, but there you go. Yes, still great though. Still great.
He managed to wrap it up, and he got to blow it up in the end when he made his cameo in the last episode.
Yes, that's what I watched today on YouTube. There was a little snippet of the last 5 minutes of B5.
Yeah, he turns the light off, doesn't he? And he sets the bomb going.
God, it was good.
Mm-hmm. But there's a bit of a shame. Mira Furlan, who played Delenn, she recently passed away.
She did.
But it was
relatively young.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really weird thing to die from, something with an extremely low mortality rate. She got some kind of parasite virus or something.
Ooh.
I can't remember what it was exactly. But it was like you've got a one in a billion chance of getting this thing, and she just happened to get it.
Because most of them, a few of them have been dead a long time. Like was it Richard Briggs?
Michael Doyle?
Yeah, Mr. Garibaldi.
Was it Michael? Yeah, Mr. Garibaldi. Jerry Doyle. Character. That's it.
Yeah, Jerry Doyle.
There we go.
Richard Briggs, he died very early, didn't he?
He
Very
did.
young. Very young.
He got. He didn't know he got diabetes or something, wasn't it?
Uh,
Via Cotto, he died of diabetes as well.
he died recently.
Yeah, Stephen
Uh,
First.
yes, and
Oh,
it was the
Hickey from Cluicky, he died as well, didn't he? Jeff Conaway,
Yeah,
who
he
took
did.
over from
Yes. Yeah,
Garibaldi as security chief on B5.
and the guy who played was it guitar? The
Jakar, Andreas
Jic-
Katsoulis.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he died of lung cancer. He said once one of his most favourite hobbies was smoking. He just couldn't get enough of smoking.
Here you go, Krual Birab, the man.
That's him. And he played Tomalok as well in Star Trek The Next Generation, the Romulan commander.
He did indeed in several appearances.
That's right. And I
And
thought he was going to be a good recurring character, but I think he was only in 3 episodes. He was in All Good Things. So he was in the final episodes.
yes.
I'm just trying to think. Jakar was a really interesting character. He started off a bit of a knob.
He kind of started off as the semi-baddie.
Yeah, he did,
if there's
didn't
such a thing. But
he was having intergalactic 5-ways.
But he turned into a deep and spiritual. Yeah, the story arc was very from being like a confrontational war kind of knob to becoming very, very spiritual and kind of like the almighty kind of spiritual leader.
I think what it was a slow development of character within characters. That's where you
Yes.
started, and this is where you're going to go. I think that was very ironic in some of the cases. I tell you who we didn't mention who passed away. I can't remember his name, but he was the guy who played Jeffrey David Sinclair, the original commander of
Yes.
B5. He died of he'd got mental health issues. I can't for the life of me remember.
I'm
his
sure
name.
that Krual Birab will come through for us. Yeah, it's the guy who played Jeffrey Sinclair. Yeah.
Who became Valen.
Yes, because he was in for one. He
It
suffered
were
from
2 episodes
depression,
where
didn't he?
it was 2 episodes where they stole B4 and took it back 1,000 years in time.
The 3-story arc of that with episode 1 of that in season 1, and then was it in season 3 or 4? I can't remember. But there was effectively a 2-year gap between part 1 and part 2. And as I said to you before, I had it on VHS, and we went round to my mate's house because his dad was into it, and we played. I think it was we went so it was going to be the part 2 of season whatever. So we played part 1 that I had on VHS for about 2 years. Then we rewatched part 1 the week before. And timed it so the new episode came on live on TV. And I'm not kidding you. You would not have guessed there was 2 years between episode 1 and 3. It was perfect. It was one of the greatest sci-fi stories I've ever seen.
Just to go back onto what we were talking about just before we went off on that one, it was Michael O'Hare who played Jeffrey David Sinclair.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he died in 2012. He was only 60.
Wow.
So that's quite a few of them
nothing.
that have... and another connection as well. Do you remember, was it 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, we were talking about Tamlin Tomita, who was Commander O and in The Karate Kid 2? Do you remember that one?
Yes, she's still got it, yes.
Well, yeah. She was in the Babylon 5 pilot. She was basically the Ivanova of she was Lieutenant Commander Laurel Takashima.
On 20 minutes. That's why you're on this channel, my friend.
Well, luckily, I'm actually getting some time to do some research while we're talking. But another thing as well, you ended up having 2 characters from
God
Tron.
is good. God is good.
Who?
You.
Thank you. Don't make me big-headed. I'm just basically geeking out with you, mate. That's what it is. But you got two people who were characters in Tron. You got Bruce Boxleitner, who was Tron, and
Yes.
Londo Mollari's Peter Jurassic. He
Yes.
was it Chrome? I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was a compound interest program. Or was that RAM? He worked in a savings and loans, if I remember.
It's amazing
right,
how his character in Londo's character in B5 kind of started off as the goodie.
And I think yet again that is a journey of development, because he started off being very ambitious.
Yeah.
And he had a taste of power, realized how bad it was and how evil and how many people you had to step on.
Yeah.
And then I think it was a story of decline and then redemption. I think that's where things went with him. But in the end,
he blew the island up, didn't he? Where all the
shadows were. And then
Veer
had Mr. Mordaunt's head put on a spike. Do you remember?
A pike, yeah.
And he waved at him like, ooh. But again, Londo became a victim of his own success.
Yeah.
And he had one of those drac creatures controlling him on his neck, if you remember.
Yes.
And then he got drunk, and then Jakar came in, and they ended up killing each other, didn't they? They strangled each other.
They did, because they ended up as they basically respected each other, didn't they?
Yeah, they took each other out.
Yeah.
And then Veer became he became the emperor of the Centauri.
Yeah.
Funny.
I hope that people have seen it in the chat, else we're just spoiling it.
Oh, crap. Why didn't you stop me? I'm doing it again. Kruar Birab says Tracy Scoggins was a bit all right. She became B5's commander after Sheridan, didn't she?
She did.
Remember?
She did.
Yeah.
She did. Yes. It was a shame the studio, the channel, Turner News or Turner News Network, whoever the channel was, didn't give the go-ahead for season 5 with plenty of warning, because as I've said before, Babylon 5, amazing program. Just something not quite right because it was out of his control, which is a shame. It could have been the most perfect 5-season TV show ever.
What did you think to what was it? Was it not Excalibur? That was the name of the ship.
Crusade.
Crusade, that was it. The spin-off, because the Drac had poisoned Earth, and yet again it was. You've got 5 years.
Convenient.
Yeah. But the thing was, Gary Cole was really good in that, and I think was it Daniel Day Kim was in it as well. He was a
Peter Woo Woo was in it.
Oh, maybe I'm getting mixed up with somebody else, but
Peter Woodward.
Oh, yeah, he was
Iwa Woo Woo's son.
Yeah, Edward Woodward.
Yes, Iwa Woo Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, only it was all right. Just didn't quite.
He was Galen, wasn't he? A techno mage.
He was. So that lasted for one series.
Yeah, but it was pretty cringy.
I just there was lots of little spin-offs as well, wasn't there? Like
the Legend of the Rangers.
Yeah.
It was Daniel Day Kim I was thinking of. He was Lieutenant John Matheson, but he was a telepath. You got Gary Cole as Captain Matthew Gideon. Tracy Scoggins was in that because it was a B5 handover. Yeah, you got your Peter Woodward. There was Margene Holden. Who else was there? Oh, crikey. It'll come to me eventually.
This Japanese guy. Was he a Japanese guy who seemed to pop up in a lot of TV programs of that era?
Yeah, Daniel Day Kim.
Is that him? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's Korean, isn't he, with a name like that?
Was he in a Y50 recently? You know,
he might have been. He was in Lost as well.
Yeah, he's been in lots of stuff, yeah.
Actually, now I'm in IMDb. I'm just going to have a quick look at some of the things he's been in. He was an Insurgent, Hellboy. Crikey, he's been in lots of things. Pressed the wrong thing there.
The original Hellboy.
Let's go back. Not some of the newer stuff. Well, he was in She-Ra, Princess of Power. You know, the really bad reboot on Netflix.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, he
No,
was
I've
in
not seen it. I've not seen it.
Oh, well, lucky you. I'll never get that time back. Even my daughter said, Dad, this is crap. Let's turn it off.
Oh, dear.
Hellboy, he was in the recent reboot of Hellboy.
Not seen it.
It's not bad. I quite enjoyed it, despite everybody ripping it to shreds.
Right.
It was in the Allegiant series of films. What else? It was NCIS Los Angeles, G.I. Joe, Lost, the Andromeda
Cruel
Strain.
Birab coming in. Daniel Day Kim was also in 24.
He was in Scarface, the video game. A lot of video games. Yeah, he was in 24, the game, Avatar,
Hello,
The Last
Cockney.
Bender, Justice League. Oh, he was also in. No, it's a different one. He was in a film in 2004 called Crash, but there's two films called Crash. The one I've
Not
seen.
the Cronenberg one.
It is the Cronenberg one I've
Oh,
seen,
okay.
but that's not it. So it was in Star Trek Enterprise as well. Corporal Chang.
Right.
Interesting. It was in 3 episodes between 2003 and 2004. It was in the original Hulk movie, you know, when they rebooted the Hulk with Eric Banner.
I've only seen snippets of that one.
I'm not being mean, but all the Hulk movies have been really dire. All of them.
Yeah.
Oh, he was also in Voyager. Yeah, I remember that now. You know, the planet
Yes.
where time was really accelerated and the Doctor went down there and came back. And Voyager was the star in the sky and everybody prayed to them because it was causing seismic events. But yeah, he was that astronaut that went up. That's quite interesting.
Angel as Gavin Park.
Yeah, he was in Angel. That's correct. Well done, Cruel. Seinfeld. The Pretender. Did you ever see that series? I could never get my head around that series. Did you ever see that? Pretender?
Pretender. I've not heard of it.
Yeah. It's about this guy and he escapes from this institute and he's a pretender. He can fit into any role. He's that clever. And he was being chased by these people. John Grise was in it, and there was this woman in it, Miss Parker, and they're all after him. It was really weird. But basically, it was about this guy called, I think it was Jared, and he went round. But it was a bit like Quantum Leap. He was taking on all these roles and then doing good and solving crimes and stuff like that. It was weird. It was on Sci-Fi in daytimes, if I remember.
No, negative, mate. Negative.
Anyway, I totally railroaded that.
No, I was going to say, have you started watching Resident Alien yet?
What's that?
Because every stream we do, we seem to bang on about Resident Alien, but we think it's the best program on at the moment.
Really? I haven't.
Alan Tendix.
Tudyk, you mean?
Tudyk, yes.
Oh, right, Tudyk, yeah. He's been in a shed load of stuff. You wouldn't believe. Did you ever see Dollhouse? He was in that as Alpha. No? Joss Whedon's sort of last TV attempt.
I haven't.
Got Eliza Dushku in. Is it Daichin Lockman who was
You should just present this show on your own. I'm fucking useless.
She was in Altered Carbon as Takeshi Kovacs' sister.
I'm fucking useless, mate. I'm just I'm doffing my cap to your.
No. You bang on, mate.
I'm not.
I mean, what was that thing? What was that thing you were on about? Resident Alien.
Yes, should watch it. It's really good, mate. Swap Shop.
Is it on the flicks?
It's on. It's
Prime?
on Sci-Fi, so it'll be on. It's on Sky.
I haven't got Sky, so
We sail the 29 seas. We do,
as
it were.
Apparently,
it's really good.
There was a movie in 1970 called Resident Alien. TV series.
This is based off a comic series.
Yeah, the same name by Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse. It premiered January 27th on Sci-Fi.
It's good because it pokes fun at all this woke bollocks.
Good. It's about time. I think with Gina Carano. I know I said we weren't going to go down that route.
Yeah,
but
let's go on. Do it.
I think she's going to be, and I said this on Friday, if I remember right, this whole event with her is going to be the turning point. People are going to realize how much Hollywood is trying to skew reality.
Yes.
You've got to think like, I mean, media has always been accused of trying to control the masses. And I think, people are waking up. It's like they live.
They are.
People are waking up. They're no longer asleep.
Just as you said that, our friend Demon Side Swap
Yes,
Shop.
I'm just about to private message him over on Twitter.
I'll just say, Swap Shop, I watched the program today. Fuck it, my head is blown. Whoa. Yeah, and what you just said just now, Trev, people are waking up, aren't they now?
Have you got 2 accounts, Demon Scythe?
Yeah, he's royalty.
Right, I'm just trying to message him. Oh, praise the Gina. There we go. Is that the one?
There's one what's got like one kind of circular logo on it, and one that's got 3 logos on. But I assume either will be okay.
Well, there's one, and I think one's a jail account because it's got a number 1 on it. But I'm just messaging you now, mate. I'm just, I'll message you. Wait till he sees my email address. He won't believe it. There you go, mate. I've just messaged you. Live. It's great, isn't it?
What, being live?
Yeah, and messaging somebody live while we're doing this and communicating via this medium.
It's really cool. Yeah, as I've said to the guys in the chat many times, me and you can just talk bollocks all night.
Yeah, pretty much.
But when there's guys in the chat...
Oh, what? Why is he laughing? That is a real email address. Sorry, Mr. Brown, you rebel scum. But Demon Side laughing at me.
Rebel scum.
Oh, sorry. How can you have brown rebel scum? Have you followed through?
I have several times.
Yes, Mr. Demon Scythe, that is my real email address. How good is that? My real email address, too.
I don't even know it.
Hey, I've had this email address since 1990 something. I think at least 4 or 5. I've had it a hell of a long time. In fact, I've had that domain nearly 30 years.
Jeez.
I was an early adopter.
I'm on AOL.
Still?
Technically, I'm at netscape.com, technically.
Bloody hell. That is going back.
But
Netscape.
It gets forwarded. So if you do my email at netscape.com or AOL.com or AIM.com, I get the same effect. So effectively, I've got 3 email addresses. But anyway, yeah, netscape.com, that's going back. Do you remember the Netscape browser?
I do, yeah. A lot of people made a hell of a lot of money when that went IPO. When it floated on the stock exchange.
Oh, okay.
There's a great documentary on there, on the internets. I think it might be on YouTube these days. But it's all about the lead up to the floating of Netscape on the stock exchange, and how a lot of people who worked for Netscape at that time, they made a hell of a lot of money.
I can imagine.
And I knew a few of them online years ago.
Really?
But I've since lost touch, yeah. There used to be a website which technically is like Facebook's great-great-granddad. It used to be called tribe.net. And I was quite active on there back in the day. And I was brought in as a part of the team to try and revive it.
Right.
So at the end of it, before it completely died and it got took down, I was one of the sysadmins for the site in the end.
Wow.
Albeit for 3 months though, and then the money ran out. So it was a great shame. It was a fantastic website.
TJB, why not ask Jeeves Fucking hell, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Why not ask Stephen Fry?
Do you know, that guy gives me the pip. He's so condescending.
Explain.
Why? Because
He's intelligent.
he's very intelligent, but he's like become a font of wisdom for people. But he's politically biased. Yet again, if somebody's going to be,
Who isn't?
Pardon?
Who isn't politically biased?
I'm not. I think they're all corrupt, left and right. I don't care for any of them.
I'm thinking
a
that way
centrist.
also. Yes.
I am a centrist. Like that bloke who gets himself in trouble. What's his name? Oh, he's always becoming a viral thing, and people are getting at him. The bloke who tried running to be an MP. What's his name? He's got like a Greek-sounding name, but what's his name? He's on YouTube.
Stavros.
No, he does kebabs. Hello, blood peeps, innit? Oh, what's his name? Sargon. That's who I'm thinking of.
Sargon.
Yeah. He's a centrist. No, you not heard of him?
No, it's not ringing any bells.
Hang on, Sargon of Akkad, that's it. No,
What?
not ringing. His real name's Carl Benjamin.
Oh,
He's a
God.
YouTuber. He's quite popular. Yeah. But then again, people who are centrist...
So popular, I don't know.
Yeah, that's him. Cruel Rab's got it.
Oh,
Sargon of Akkad.
Fucking hell. It's like having a online researcher with our, just being there, covering our backs is Cruel Birab.
I know.
Fucking hell.
Man, he's quick. I'll give him that.
Dude, we don't deserve you on this channel. Well done, sir.
Just out of curiosity,
he's got our backs.
How many people have we got joining us this evening?
I'm looking at the symbol and we've got 7,000.
You mean 7?
Yes.
7,000. I'm well impressed, mate. Yeah.
For Sunday, I think we're doing okay. As I said, we had Bowls Trek on last night. We was hoping that we'd get some viewers.
Right.
And we always have our little hardcore group of viewers who are there now.
Mm.
And that was it. And they stuck with us. And it's great that they stick with us. But I thought we'd have got a few more with Bowls Trek and his 45,000 followers on
But did he advertise the fact that he was on your stream?
Did he? Fuck.
That's a bit shitty, really. So shame on him.
Yeah, so I've put links and stuff. I would imagine people might catch up, but it would have been nice to have a stream with maybe 50, 60, just to kind of... Yeah.
Maybe we ought to do a thing where if we get over 50 people joining the stream, Cockney Spock will stick his arse in Woolly's window.
He'd do it for 30.
What, pence? Sorry, cockers.
I will say to the guys at home, if you're feeling generous, there is a buy me a coffee jar on the description because the StreamYards runs out tomorrow, so I need to figure out...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go on.
How much is a monthly subscription to StreamYard?
The yards. I think it's, off the top of my head, I've not read it for a couple of months. I think it's about $17. So it's about £14.
14 quid?
Yeah, about £14. That's if you set it up monthly. But I think there are options to kind of get it down.
Right, I'm with you.
So I need to investigate.
Well, I don't mind chipping in a few quid with you if that's all right.
That would be.
I'm not a rich man, but I will sort of
I know
give
I'm
you a
not.
bit of something.
Yeah. As I said to the guys at home, it's only my channel by name. Yeah, so it's everybody's channel. It's
well, I'll say this for you: you're a nexus. You know that.
Cockney says that as well. It's only my channel by name, other than when I have to step in. If you know what I mean.
I can't imagine you having to step in at some point during a
If
live
you know what I
stream.
mean.
Oh, yes.
But as I said to the guys at home, anybody is more than welcome to come on here and talk shit for a bit. It's just a bit of fun at the moment, bit of therapy. We're all in lockdown. Life's, life could be better. I know some people are suffering. I think we're probably lucky that we're not at the lower end of the kind of COVID tier of suffering.
Well, apparently, according to Form, I watched a thing on a channel from a guy who I know, and he apparently had a leaked document from high up in government,
Right.
and it's outlining what's going to happen next. Apparently, there's going to be a big change in March, and there's going to be a new thing, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's three words anyway. Personal something something. That's going to come into force.
Right.
And then September, kids are going to go back to school. But between March and then, they're going to sort of like downgrade the tiers till it goes down to nothing.
Right.
And then hopefully life's going to go back to normal. But I'm hoping life does go back to normal. There's none of this talk about great resets and, you have to have this, that, and other to get on in life now. Basically being held to ransom to enjoy your life again, which I think is it's morally wrong. And I think, it's time for the Court of Human Rights to step in.
As I said, I watched a documentary today. My eyes have been opened.
Yes, well, I'm hoping Mr. Demon Scythe sends me a linkage or two to that documentary. I think it is. He's going to send me. I'm not quite sure.
As I've said, I don't. They know they're not going to get away with another lockdown in the UK. They just know they're not going to get away with it.
Definitely.
Because people will be fucking rioting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, I think I would. Because we can't take this any longer. It's just fucked.
Well, since March last year, everything in the Western world's been a complete shit show, to be truthful. And it's definitely been a case of one rule for one rule for another.
Depending what tier of coof you're on, yes.
Well, it's not just that. If we go back as far as what was happening in Seattle with the Chad or Chop or Chaz or whatever it was called, people of a certain left-leaning political alignment were allowed to pretty much do whatever they want.
When I say level of coof, I mean the haves and have-not of
What is that too?
coof. Yes, I'm not like talking level 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just talking have and have-not of coof, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. There's been a lot of that too. I'm just glad you didn't go and say level 42. I don't like level 42.
Level 42 are ace.
Really?
They are, yeah. I don't think I kind of appreciated them at the time.
Not when you're playing them 17 times a week. They're not.
Well, mate, at least you're playing them.
Do you know, I keep getting a request for one song, and I just cannot stand it. One guy every day asks for Funky Gibbon by the Goodies.
Oh, God.
That is a definite no-go.
That's my dad.
Oh, God. And another guy, he keeps asking for this song, Put a Donk on It, and I just will not play it.
Oh, that's from Collins and McConey's show, isn't it?
I don't know, but
you gotta put a banging donk on it.
Well, do you know something? Last week, I faked a bit of a mini BF on air, and I actually quit. I didn't really, but for whoever was listening, I just said, "Look, I'm not being funny out. I'm not playing this shit anymore." I quit. I walked out
on 45 minutes. Really?
Yeah. People actually thought I'd quit. I just turned the microphone off. I left a big gap of 15 seconds.
15 seconds is a long time.
Oh, yeah. but I couldn't leave it any longer than 20 because there's a device what
That flicks
kicks in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, "Hang on a minute, there's nothing going out here," and
Did
it starts.
Yeah.
Yep, it starts timing, and it gets to 20 seconds. It puts this like tape on of Roger Whittaker or
Emergency
something.
track. Yes. Shall we do?
Yeah.
Shall we do 15 seconds just to see what it's like?
No,
Because 1 second on air sounds
I
long,
hate,
doesn't it?
I hate long silences.
Listen. That was 5 seconds.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's a long time, especially if you're presenting and it goes quiet, or the person answers, or doesn't. His answer is totally unexpected and kind of like kills, and you have to kind of adjust what you're thinking and what you're going to ask, and then you get like a little. And then you usually get Cockney Spot going, well, that went down well. Much like now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Much like now. So, yes, it's very tricky doing this shit. Very tricky. Especially when people have had 2 bottles of 2 litres.
Well, do you know what they say about broadcasting, don't you?
No.
This is going to be a bit vulgar, but it's in context, so I promise you.
Yeah, go on.
They say broadcasting's like oral sex.
It's been a while.
One slip of the tongue and you're in the, if you know what I mean.
Shit.
There you go. It happens, though, you know. At least you've not jumped the shark yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Cockney had a go at presenting on his own.
All right.
He did it. He did a show for about 1 hour. I think it was about 1 hour 15 on his own. He's a fucking better man than me. I did a 20-minute monologue about when my dole money stopped, and I was struggling. But yeah, you kind of get into a role after about 10, 15 minutes, and you can kind of see it through. But
yeah, I'm with you.
Cockney Spock, 1 hour 15 minutes. I fucking doffed my cap, my friend.
Yes, you can certainly keep it up.
No interval, no music, no nothing. Just like bang, 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 bang.
Good old lad.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here then? Because we've covered quite a lot of ground, but it's all been springboarding from one another.
As I said before, Trev, I would really like for us to give this Friday show a bit of a go. It's a little bit more, as I said, it's a little bit more tricky when it's just one-on-one. But when there's a few and we kind of structure something, I think it could be quite good.
I quite enjoyed the zoo format we had on Friday.
It was a little bit open house, a little bit wild animals at the zoo, yes. But if you've, as I said, you've not listened back to it, so it was very funny in places.
In places, yeah.
And the Mega Geek, he said that if we are going to do it, we'd probably need to be on camera as well.
I can't do that because I haven't got a camera.
So yeah, even if we wear a mask or anything,
yeah, but it's not a case
spoon,
of that.
Spoon Cockney.
I just
all right, okay. I thought you had
got the camera.
All right.
Well, I have, but the way things are set up here, the laptop is like deep under here. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, because you're in your new little cave now. I think.
Yeah.
Before it was in your main thing. Yeah.
So everything's cloned onto a newer, bigger monitor, which is above.
Oh, right.
On the
Okay.
table,
I get you.
so
I get you.
I've had to streamline everything to make everything fit.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Because you moved from the kitchen, didn't you?
Utility room.
Utility room.
Yeah.
Oh, my cat's here. What do you want, Marty? What's up? Oh God, what's up, Marty? Just bear with me. Sorry, guys. Unprofessional. The cat's turned up in the studio.
Bit of pussy comes in and he loses it.
I've got I've got Jet in the corner and Marty's wanting something. I don't know what he's wanting.
Oh,
But
you're not a male version of a cat lady, are you?
no, we had 6 cats at one time
Hmm.
because this cat just turned up and kind of adopted the house and then delivered 5 kittens.
All right.
So Marty and Jet are the kittens from there.
All
So
right.
the mother disappeared back to where she lived apparently, and the other 3 cats, Cats Protection League, we gave them to them.
Hmm.
So yeah, the cats are that was 2007. Because do you remember the Danny Boyle film Sunshine?
Hmm.
I'd gone to the cinema to watch that, and then when I came back, there was 5 kittens.
All right.
I always remember that. That was it. I think that was Easter 2007. Yeah, Danny
That is a
Boyle
bizarre
Sunshine.
film. That is a bizarre film.
I will agree with that because it went funny at the end. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I tell you what it felt to me like what it started turning into was, oh God, what's it called? And it's a cult classic. Lawrence Fishburne, Sean
Yeah,
Pertwee.
it started very kind of 2001, kind of like
No.
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Very, very serious, kind of 2001
I
type,
remember the film now.
serious sci-fi stuff,
Hmm.
and then it turned into Event Horizon.
That's it. I wrote that down because I suddenly remembered, and then I didn't realise you were going to beat me to it. But yeah, it turned into Event Horizon, didn't it?
It did. I've only watched it once. I don't think I've ever wanted to watch it again.
I got it on DVD. I watched it a few times, and then Music Magpie ended up with it.
Because up until the point where it went Event Horizon, I thought it was not bad.
Hmm.
And I still don't understand why it went Event Horizon.
I think it sort of jumped the shark halfway through. The third act is where everything starts to go sideways. So I think that might have been the reason why it headed in that direction. They probably run out of creative steam and thought, "Oh, I'll tell you what, let's just do this, sod it."
Because it was supposed to be sci-fi for serious sci-fi people, wasn't it?
Do you know who
Or
the scientific advisor was on that film?
um, go on.
Brian Cox.
Oh yes,
Cockney says uneventful horizon.
I was going to say. I did enjoy Event Horizon.
Yeah, that kind of went a bit skewy for me too. I enjoyed it up until the part where, oh God, what's his name? Sam O'Neill. Is it Sam O'Neill?
With the
Sam Neill?
black shit coming out of his eyes.
Yeah, when he started going all a bit, going a bit crazy. I tell you what is a good underrated film. I really enjoy it, but everybody says it's just junk. Have you ever seen Supernova, starring James Spader?
I know the film, but I can't remember
I
if I've
thought that was
seen it or
quite
not.
good. Lou Diamond Phillips was in it. Oh God,
Probably.
Angela Bassett.
I'm sure I have. It sounds like old VHS days.
It was sort of like one of the last films Spader was in, and then he disappeared, and then he
I'm
came back to do The Blacklist. And no, it was in that thing with William Shatner. I can't remember what it was called, the lawyer thing. I never watched that.
Boston Legal with
Yeah,
the
that
great
might be it.
Shat.
And
Apparently,
then
Shatner died yesterday.
it's well, Shatner's as
He got
surprised as
trolled. He
everybody
got
else.
trolled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like on Facebook every year when they say, "Oh, Tony Hart's died," and he died years ago.
Yeah, they were doing it with Shatner yesterday. It's quite funny when he started replying back to them.
Yeah.
Or at least we think it was him.
Yeah, there's been a lot of hoax deaths. You've got to love the internet for that.
I remember when I was at work, when I was working a couple of years ago, this saleswoman came and said, William Shatner's died. And I was genuinely upset.
Well,
You know, when one of your childhood icons, heroes, dies, I was genuinely upset. And then an hour later, found out that he wasn't. I
yeah,
fucking lost my shit at her.
I posted a death earlier, and I was quite distraught about it, to be
Cockney's
honest.
dead.
Yeah, morally, like all of us.
From the neck up.
A guy called Rupert Neve passed away yesterday. He was 94, and he basically made and shaped the entire recording history from the late 60s. He basically designed mixing desks and equipment, which is considered the best of the best now. Built a lot of studios over the years, and his stuff, it's just, it's like, well, it's not rocking horse muck, but it does come up quite a lot, but it fetches really, really stupid money.
Right. And who was that again?
A guy called Rupert Neve.
Rupert Neve.
Hmm.
Obviously, you've been in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big name to all of us. Do you know what I mean? Every song you've listened to from about the mid to late 60s, every song that was made in this country, there's a part of his equipment somewhere in the signal chain. It's amazing, do you know?
I meant to ask you as well, what happened with Snowflake? Is there any updated
Oh, well,
news on Snowflake Man?
I haven't a clue because that was, when was it? Thursday? You know, I wonder how he's going on with his one kidney. Yeah, I'll find out Monday anyway, but I've permanently barred him from the show. It totally blew me away. 26-year-old and gets his dad onto me. Brilliant.
Has he got no shame? 26.
Yeah. MC rightly points out that Spader
Yes.
did the voice of Ultron in Avengers. Do you know, James Spader is as weird in real life as he is in some of his roles?
In what way?
Well, people think he's eccentric. Eccentric, there we go. But I think he's actually got Asperger's. He's very, being an Aspergic myself, who I kind.
What is Asperger's for the uninitiated and me?
It's higher functioning autism.
What is higher functioning autism for the people at home and me?
Basically, that's why I can remember all the really obscure, weird facts about science fiction and pop culture.
Right.
You know, it like gives me a gift of how can I put it?
It's like a photographic memory. Does it give you like something like that?
A little bit. It's just, you know, obsessive about certain things and going into depth and, you know, the minutiae of things.
Ooh, minutia.
When I study something, I go full on hardcore and not obsessive.
I know somebody else who's like that.
But socially, I'm really bad. I don't get on with people because they ask me a question and I give them a really honest answer, which they sometimes can misconstrue as being offensive.
All right, so if I said to you, all right, Trev, how's it going? You'd go, fuck off, you wanker.
No. I would know straight away that I was being offensive. Do you know, it's weird.
Yes.
If somebody asks me a question, I give them an honest answer. I am incapable of lying to somebody or sugarcoating something.
They can't handle the truth.
Well, why lie? Why put on a facade? My motto is you got to be straight up with everybody. You have to be truthful. That's what's wrong with the media and Hollywood. None of them can be truthful with anything. Even these actors now are so good. Even though they might be of a conservative leaning, they have to act as though they're left leaning. They have to virtue signal
on 1 hour.
to be in with the crowd, if you know what I mean.
But why is it such a big deal what side of the fence you're on? Why is people just making such a big issue of that these days? Does it matter?
It does to them because you have to be relatable. You have to be marketable to the upcoming generation. People like me and you, Hollywood doesn't give two shakes about, we've done our part. We've been to the cinema. We've done these things. We've bought the DVDs.
You're Gen X like me, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So we're irrelevant now as a market share. We are not. Even though we'd be paying for the tickets if we took our kids and family to the cinema.
And paying for the merch.
Yeah. They don't see us as a worthwhile investment. We've done our bit for their kitty and coffers. So, it's passed on to the next generation.
The ones who've got no money.
Well, stuff like taking your kids to the pictures. They want to appeal to kids in uni or kids that are growing up, and they can shovel all this bullshit down to them. They'll go, we'll do this in a film, and kids will soak it up, and they'll think this is normal. This is the new normal for you. It's essentially a tool of brainwashing.
It is.
That's why we say, hang on a minute, the virtue signaling, it's woke. And you get a load of people diving on you saying, well, you're an ist or a phobe or this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, how do you work that out? I'm expressing an opinion and you've come back and attacked me or insulted me. That's not the intention. I have specifically said what I think, And it's like, hang on a minute, you're not thinking what everybody else is thinking. You're a deviant. You have to be put straight. Obviously, you don't like gay people. For the record, my brother's gay, and I love him to bits. Yeah? I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Yeah, one of the problem being who comes on here. It's not an issue with any of us.
No, I know. So why do people make it an issue as a tool to fire a reasonable argument at you? To shut you down by saying, you're this, you're that, and you're the other. I don't care if Steve down the road wants to wear a frock to work every day. I don't give a shit. That's none of my business. What concern of that is it to me? How does that affect my life? It doesn't in the slightest. If that's making Steve happy, so be it. Let him go with it.
Good for Steve.
Yeah. It's none of my business. He might like shoving baked beans up his left nostril all night long for all I care. That's none of my business.
Yeah.
So why does somebody like me voice an opinion and then people go, well, you're obviously homophobic, you're istophobic, you're racist, you're this, you're that, you're the other. Hang on a minute. How can you say that? I didn't ask for your fucking opinion. Say if I posted something on Twitter or Facebook and you get a load of people coming back at you and firing all these accusations at you, it's almost as if to say, right, hang on a minute, that guy said something what's right and what's true. Let's gang up on him and shame him. Let's publicly shame him so he feels bad for thinking the right thing.
We said yesterday on a stream, or was it the day before? Twitter is full of sociopaths.
A lot of them are all people screaming for attention. I mean, I go on Twitter and I go on there to have a laugh. It's a bit of amusement when I'm bored.
Jesus.
What? Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not on Twitter.
Have a laugh on Twitter. I try to avoid anything negative on Twitter. I just scroll through it and I basically now, with regards to what I use it for, is advertise these streams. And I may kind of say the odd little bit, but nothing offensive.
I mean,
Twitter
just not for me is like in the morning when I'm on the bog and I've got nothing else to be doing, or say I've got a 6-minute long song playing,
right,
and I've got nothing to do for 5 minutes because I'm prepared and everything's in.
Yeah.
I'll just have a quick look on that. Oh, hang on a minute. So-and-so's posted that. Oh, I'll give that a like. I give that a like. Oh, snowflake, mute. Do you know what I mean? It's like today. Do you know what I put in my mute list of words?
Go on.
Piers
Swan.
Morgan. That guy is the biggest fucking sycophant on television. I mean, he used to be the editor of The Sun. Everybody seems to forget that fact.
Yes, and I know that everybody in the chat knows what he did, but let's not kind of,
Oh, yeah, I'm not going down that route. I'm just
I know.
using that as an example to highlight his hypocrisy.
£1 million a year, yeah. And he goes on holiday to wherever with his family over Christmas.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite. Like all of them. All of these people on TV, they're all hypocrites. It's like Philip Schofield coming out. So what?
Who gives a shit? Good on
Exactly.
good on him. If he was to come out, good on him.
There's people struggling at the moment to feed the kids. But we've all got to stop and go, oh, Philip, you're so brave and you're so stunning. Who gives a toss? People have got lives. People need to start living the lives. Turn off the TV. TV's bad.
Again,
it's not good for you.
Again, it's the media, isn't it?
Exactly. It's everybody's got to stop and watch these khaki shows, which are there for amusement of people with very low IQs.
Here you go.
There you go. Cruel said it again. Antigua for Christmas whilst we have to stay at home. One rule for one rule for another, yet again.
It is. Demon Scythers just sent me a message. Bear with me.
Uh-huh. And to PCAT, is that like higher functioning Rayman? Yes, but, we're not all good at maths. We're not all good at, knowing what cards are going to be next and all that malarkey. I've never actually seen Rain Man. For the simple fact, I can't stand films with Dustin Hoffman in it. I don't know why.
Is he still alive or is he dead? I can't remember.
Oh, he's still alive, I think.
All right.
It was in Meet the Fuckers, wasn't he, or something like that? Yeah.
Them fuckers bombed our chip shop, didn't they?
Oh, Friday night comes back to haunt us. You brown rebel scum.
Yeah, Rain Man's okay. Yeah, it's all right. I've not seen it in a long time. Yeah, it was all right at the time. I think I even went to the cinema to watch it. It was all right. It was all right.
I can't watch any film with Tom Cruise in, apart from Risky Business.
You've not watched Mission Impossible then?
No, none of them.
Man. You know what, right? The last Mission Impossible film, fucking hell, was phenomenal.
Yeah, again, it's Tom Cruise. I won't watch anything with Tom Cruise in. For the simple fact, I don't like people who are in a certain cult.
Yeah, it's a funny one. Is Mr. Cruise? Yes, I can see why. Yeah, I can.
And I'm not going into it because that particular cult are very dangerous. They hound people into submission.
But as a film actor, producer, whatever, he's very professional.
That may be the case. But, no.
I know.
Once I've made a decision, I stick to my guns.
Well, that is your choice.
Exactly. And that's what... It's like the Matrix. You're asking the question, but you don't need to because you already know the answer. You've already made the choice.
Well, today I've been red-pilled.
In regards to what, though?
Well, if Demon Scythe Synthwave is in the audience still, red-pilled, he will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, and I get the reference.
It's the Matrix thing.
It is, but it just depends which rabbit hole you've been down because there seems to be so many now.
Yeah. If you rewatched The Matrix with a bit with the red and blue pill, you'd know exactly.
Oh, I know. I get the reference.
Yeah, I can't really say.
Well, don't, because apparently I've got a link to download and, I can enjoy that in the privacy of my own cupboard.
Just make sure you have plenty of drinks and snacks because it's a long one.
I don't do snacks anymore. I'm fat enough.
Get some of your prime beef jerky.
Oh yeah, I likes me beef. I like me from farm to fork
Beef
malarkey.
jerky and treat yourself. 2 litre bottle of
The brew.
yes. You'll be in
Oh,
heaven, mate. Heaven.
you've got to have the brew. As Mr. Birab will know, every ice cream van in Scotland is the best thing in the world because they have literally everything. Even the stuff you don't want, they have it.
Smack.
Well, if you want one, I'll just come over here and I'll give you one. I'll crack you.
Do they have Charlie in the ice cream vans?
I don't know. Somebody asked me to play that by The Prodigy, you know, that
Great
Charlie
song.
song.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, I have to draw the line somewhere. It's just taste and decency.
It's a
Even
good
though
song.
some songs are good, they don't necessarily suit my audience. So I have to be mindful.
OAPs.
No, there's very little oldish people who actually listen in. It's a good spread of people. You're looking at 20, 25-year-olds up to about 55. It's quite a good mix. Oh, ice cream van comes around once a week, you know. Well, do they still sell IM Brew?
Probably. Cockney will be broadcasting later on his channel. I'll wait until Brownie's done first, of course. Cheers,
Hey,
Cockney.
you could rebrand your show, Cockney Spock. You could call it Get Your Cock Out.
He would as well.
And you know, if you're a bit of an insomniac, you could call it Cocks Up, or you know, something along those lines.
Yeah, cocks up. Yeah. He's smacking his bitch up at the moment.
All right,
That was a great video, that.
Doreen.
Prodigy.
All right, Doreen. I'm gonna smack you up, Doreen. Oh
Do
dear, Doreen.
do you have many radio shows then? Are you on daily or?
I am, yeah. In fact, I'm on 7 days a week.
Are you on live 7 days a week or do you record some?
Just five shows a week are actually live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the daily ones?
That's the daily one, yeah. But I'm also on a breakfast show on a national station, Monday
Wow.
to Friday. And then at the weekends, I do a 90s show for a networked station. And I'm on a radio station in Yorkshire doing weekend breakfast. So I'm a busy bunny, really.
You are, and you obviously love it.
I do actually. You know how, like, this is an outlet for you?
This is life.
Yeah.
It's life for
I don't
Cockney
know.
and I.
It's like radio for me. It's
Yeah.
my drug of choice. And it's one of those things, everybody who works in radio broadcasting, it's
Yeah.
like you've got it in you to start with. It's not something you suddenly wake up and go, oh yeah, I really want to do that. It's been in you for a long time. I've always had this thing about
It's performing.
radio. Well, no. From like being in a one of those, remember those wheelie high chair things that parents used to sit you in?
Them wheelie high ones.
No, the little ones, the ones you used to sit in and scoot around on.
That wasn't a speech impediment then. You went wheelie.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, from being
I'm
that
sorry.
age, I always had a fascination that I was drawn to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was about 5 or 6, you remember the old radiograms?
I do.
I was given one of those to play with. So I was always in the spare bedroom with my 5 records, you know, mucking
Wow.
about with them and
Yeah,
listening to the radio and messing with a tape deck. And one year, I think it was when I was 6, I was given a broken reel-to-reel tape recorder. It didn't work, but that didn't stop me. So it's always been there with me. It's hard to explain. And a lot of people, you know, coincidentally, they have similar things what have led them towards radio?
I used to DJ many years ago when I was a student.
Mm.
And yeah, first few times, very nerve-wracking because I just kind of stumbled into it by accident.
Mm.
I proactively used to buy all the cheap records from Virgin, like the 10p singles.
Yeah.
So I had a great record collection. I took it to Wolverhampton uni with me. And one Christmas, in the art block, we decided to. I was just speaking to my mate who was on the course, told him that I'd got all these records, and then we kind of thought, okay, why don't we do a Christmas party in the art block? We can borrow the PA system from the Students' Union, and we'll just use my records. So we had a disco in the art block using all my records.
I miss words like that. Art block.
It was amazing. It was amazing. We didn't say anything. Just play records. It was great. And then
it's been a long time since I've been in an art block. It's weird.
Yeah.
They have a certain vibe to them.
Yeah. Big concrete prefab buildings. Yeah. And then
they have that really sort of weird smell you only find in those rooms.
Yeah, asbestos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of we just got we went to the Students' Union and said, can we do some? We did some gigs just to have a go, and then the NUS guy said, do you want to do some nights for us? Then me and my mate just kind of got thrown into it and became really, really good.
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant. And then I was approached by a nightclub to do their student night.
Cool.
Because the guy who was the bar manager at the NUS, knew. So he worked also at a gay nightclub in the town.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's fucking. He approached us saying, "Do you want to do a student night?" And then the rest is history. Fucking great nights. Yeah, brilliant. That was early 90s. Amazing, amazing times.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and that is your story.
And then once you're there in front of a room full of people, it's like, I've arrived.
Well, I don't know.
Amazing buzz, amazing buzz.
You
Such
work
a privilege.
off that feeling. Do you know what I mean? It's like people are enjoying themselves, and it puts you in the flow.
Oh yes.
It's very bizarre. I get that quite a lot. The guy who's on before me, if he's in a really good mood, I usually tend to be in a good mood when I start.
Right.
It's weird how somebody else's emotions rub off on you when you go in to do your stuff.
I always remember the Alan Partridge. You know, the guy who used to be on before him. Is it Phil
Cornwell? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember Alan Partridge?
I do.
Because they always used to have a little bit of a spat, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't like that,
It's
was
funny,
it?
you get that sometimes with a presenter who's on either before you or after you. Because there's a lot of fragile egos. And I don't play well with fragile egos because I'm a bit straight-laced. Somebody will say to me, oh, what did you think to that? And if it was junk, I'll go, it's junk. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being offensive. I'm just being honest.
Honesty is the best policy, my friend.
Yeah.
People
Except when you
cannot
talk to
handle
a policeman.
People cannot handle the truth.
In fact, I think that'd be probably the only time I don't, not necessarily lie, but I would give a diffused answer, sort of answer it by answering something else. You know, like they do on The Sopranos.
Never seen it. One of those I need to watch.
I'd reframe the answer to the question in such a way that it wouldn't implicate myself, you know?
I do indeed.
I'm not a big fan of the place.
Neither am I. I try to keep them at arm's length, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been in trouble with them, but I've known a few people who've become police officers, and they've told me some right stuff.
I can imagine.
They're basically trained to intimidate people into confessing stuff that they haven't done. It's like high pressure
On
sales.
120, yeah.
That, you know, I think policemen or police officers who retire should be offered a free go at selling timeshares in Tenerife.
Do they
Because,
still sell timeshares?
I don't know. Not a clue.
I think Swap Shop is doing his best to put me off this because he keeps sending me photographs live on air. Oh, God. Did you get a Valentine's card today, mate?
Did I? Fuck. I'm married. Don't be daft. Anyway, one for PCAT, who's asked me a question.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
If Tom Cruise were to star in a movie with your favourite actor or an actor you would watch in anything, do you skip it because Cruise is in it? Yes, I would skip it. Oh, almost definitely. Not for me, I'm afraid.
You won't be watching Top Gun 2 when it comes out.
No, I can see that being utter shite. I didn't particularly... My wife, she loves Top Gun. I'll sit there and pretend to be awake. I do the old like Indiana Jones trick. I'll draw some eyes on my eyelids and go to sleep.
Do you have some of those glasses, the Homer glasses with the eyes that are on the lenses?
Oh, I wish I had some of those. In fact, I could do that. I could paint some onto my glasses. That'd be great. Yes, Sopranos is a really good show. I totally agree with you, Krual.
I know, it's one of them. It's one of them. I need to watch it because, yeah, is it a period piece now?
Excuse me. It's not in association with Tampax.
No, it's a period piece, isn't it?
Oh wow! Sorry about this, but I've got to change the subject. PCAT struck again. I felt Top Gun was overrated. Preferred to watch the low-budget version, Iron Eagle. Iron Eagle, what a
Gossett
great
Jr.
film! When he played Chappie, and that kid goes to rescue his dad from wherever it is. Is it Iran?
It is, and you had the Queen soundtrack.
Yeah, he had it on. He had his Walkman on his leg, didn't he? He used to plug it in.
Was it Blind Vision?
One Vision.
Him as well.
In fact, they nicked that. Do you know that song was from
I am
the
a
Highlander?
tool.
It was from the Highlander soundtrack. Yes, Chappie indeed. David Suchet was the baddie. Yes, he played a lot of baddies like that. It's weird. Can you remember Blot on the Landscape? He was in that too. I used to love that show.
PCAT, you've stimulated him.
Yeah. And speaking of Lou Gossett Jr., guess what's going through my mind now? The most underrated film of the 80s. You're struggling, aren't you?
I am.
Enemy Mine. What a film.
I'll agree with that.
I know it's a bit Flash Gordon in places, but it's still a great film. Dennis Quaid. Did you see him have a bitch fit? Did you see him have a bitch fit? There was a video released where he had a bit of a bitch fit on a set of a TV show. And he was effing and blinding, and it was basically like the Christian Bale thing.
Oh, okay.
It was on that level, but I thought, and I did post it on my timeline on Twitter, I thought, what a great bit of marketing. It just felt like it was a total parody of Christian Bale. I thought it was really good. I thought if that's a setup and not genuine, that is a really clever piece of marketing for whatever it is he's in, basically.
It was also in Inner Space. Do you remember that one?
Oh, that's a great film. That's on my top 10 list of Christmas films. I know it's not necessarily a Christmas film, but it's a film I definitely watch at Christmas. Do you know what always made me laugh? There was a very rude scene in Inner Space. Even though it's considered a family kids movie,
yeah,
there was actually an adult scene in that movie.
Which was?
Mr. Igo, played by the guy who played Bennett in Commando.
Oh yeah,
It
with
was
the
dildo. He puts
yeah,
that dildo on his because he's got no hand. He clips a
yes,
dildo on, doesn't he?
he does,
Oh,
and he
John
goes,
Wells, that's his name. Yeah, John Wells, because
oh,
he was the bloke in Mad Max, wasn't he?
I, I, I don't know because as much as I've watched Mad Max, I wasn't really into it, and I think I've only probably seen it once. How many times have you watched it?
I forget.
A
To be honest,
lot.
it's been a while.
Just bear with me. I've got to sort the
Okay,
cat
okay.
out.
Yeah, you go and see to your pussy. I've just let my dog out of my little broom cupboard because some idiot keeps letting fireworks off. No, Vernon Wells. It was John Wells, wasn't it? I think Vernon Wells was the bloke who was in National Lampoon's Animal House as Dean Wormer.
Was he the which bloke is that? Is that the guy with the silver hair in the
Well,
film?
he
Or?
was. It was. No, I'm on about a different. I'm on
Oh,
about a
okay.
different actor now.
All right.
But going back onto Inner Space,
Yes.
do you know? I think that in itself was an underrated movie, even though it had a Rod Stewart song on the soundtrack.
Which was?
Well, it was a cover version, wasn't it, of Sam Cooke? It was Twisting the Knife
Oh yeah,
Away
yeah, yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, the special effects for Inner Space were amazing. Was it Joe
ILM.
Johnson who directed?
I can't remember, but it was ILM what did the special effects.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It might be Vernon Wells then. I'm not near a device to look that up. But we know who we're talking about.
John Vernon from Animal
Animal
House.
House.
Also the mayor in Dirty
He,
Harry.
he was also in Airwolf at once. He made an appearance in there, but he was one of those actors.
Yes.
He was everywhere, but he wasn't actually a leading man.
Very tall bloke, if I remember correctly.
I love Animal House. You put a sock in it, boy, she'll be out of here faster than shit through a goose. Oh, I love that bit at the end. You know where in fact, Stephen First Via, he's in that movie as Kent Dorfman. They call him Flounder. His Delta Tau Chi name was Flounder because he was such a nebbish.
You are truly an encyclopedia of film, aren't you?
Yeah, of films nobody's ever seen, to be honest.
I feel like I've just not got the depth of knowledge to compete with you, and I know my place.
The thing is, it's just pop culture. I absorb pop culture. Yes, he was great too in Outlaw Josie Wales. Yeah, that's a great film.
I'll agree with that.
Which reminds me now, I've got Clint Eastwood movies going through my head. One of Clint's most underrated films.
Not Firefox.
It is Firefox. Boy, what a machine. Thinking Russian. That is a really good film. The thing is, nobody realizes, you know, when he has that dogfight at the end and the other Firefox crashes into that rock face and he flies off.
Yeah.
In the second book, 20 minutes after that, he crashes into a lake in Norway and it sinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Firefox Down, isn't it? The second book.
It is. It is never made, was it?
Well, obviously not, because it wasn't a successful film because it came out at the cinema at the same time as Star Trek II. And Star Trek II absolutely buried every other film that came out at that time. Yeah, Thinking Russian. If I remember right, Sklav, didn't everybody in school in the former Yugoslavian states have to learn Russian? See if you can put me right on that. Firefox, I watched that again last year. I've got it on DVD, but it's in one of the softcase Warner Brothers releases. You know, like the really weird DVD boxes where you open them up at the opposite side.
Yeah.
and they're like just a cardboard box type
Right,
thing.
okay. I always
Yeah.
remember, I think maybe I was just too young to appreciate it, but I always loved the last half hour.
What a Firefox.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for me, because that was how the video game was. Atari did the video game for
Yeah, I
it in
remember playing it many
'82.
times. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that had its own special laser disc at the time. What a fantastic machine! There were two versions. There was a sit inside,
Yeah.
like the second release of the Star Wars machines, and there was a stand up one with a not a joystick. It was it was
It
like
was it was like a square thing with two handles at the side.
handlebars.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it. Yeah, like
yeah.
the original Star Wars games.
Yeah, it's probably the same cabinet, to be fair.
Yeah, I used to love messing about in video game cabs.
Scarborough.
Hey, I love Scarborough. In fact, I like Bridlington more. It's a bit quieter. It's a bit more my pace. I haven't been to Brid or Scarborough in the past year, and that's been the first year we make a point. Of going to Bridlington and Scarborough every year, because the Harbour Cafe, we can go and have a float and stuff like that. We go
Yeah.
there every year, apart from 2020, of course.
Oh, you still go? All right.
Yeah, every year. But like I say, this is the only year. Oh, hang on a minute, Cockney Spock. What are you doing? Are you talking Klingon? All my Klingon I've learnt from Star Trek 3. That was the best film, I think, for special effects anyway. What are you laughing at now?
Oh yeah, no, it's Cockney. It's all the kind of going up into the space station stuff from ILM. Yes, that's their finest work. You know, when
Yeah.
the Enterprise goes to space dock,
Yeah.
and you see that big long shot of it going in.
Do you know, I watched
Amazing.
a video on YouTube. Somebody had redone that and replaced it with the original Enterprise. You know, the TOS Enterprise?
Yeah, yeah, the Jeffries one.
Yeah. So they did a version of that. I mean, the CGI wasn't particularly impressive, but I just
Oh,
thought, as a
yeah, I think I saw
concept,
the. Yeah, I saw the one. They did the same thing with stealing the Enterprise, but they've done
that's
it with the
right.
Jeffries one. Yeah, is that the
Yeah,
one?
that's the one I'm talking about. I put a
Yeah.
link on Twitter about it during the week. Yeah, Star Trek 3 is great. That's an underrated Trek film, and everybody says the odd number Star Treks are just shite. There's only one of them that's actually crap, and that's 5. You know, The Search for God.
Oh yes.
Bring the ship closer so it can contain my essence. Excuse me, Jim, you can't argue with God. Excuse me, what does God want with a starship? Bring it closer. It's dodgy though, isn't it? It sounds, come on, get your sweet ass here, boy. Yes, I wanna touch your starship. Can't do Herbert the pervert very well yet. I'm practicing.
I listened to the James Horner score of Stealing the Enterprise because it's on
very
YouTube.
good. It is, isn't it?
It's fucking amazing.
James
You just listen
Horner
to it.
did some fantastic soundtracks. I mean, he did
Yeah.
Battle Beyond the Stars, Star Trek 2, Star Trek 3, Aliens, Commando. A lot of people don't realize he did the soundtrack to
All right.
Commando, which was really good. I mean, it was quite upbeat. And then he sort of obscured off at the back end of the 80s. I know he went on to do
Because
Titanic.
he fell out with what's his face?
Jim Cameron?
Yeah, he fell out.
Ah. And it's a shame he died in that plane crash. That is a genuine loss.
Yes. Yes. I think he fell out with James Cameron over something.
Apparently, James Cameron falls out with a lot of people over the slightest things.
Yeah, and then he did Titanic, didn't he? I think they'd patched it up by then.
Well, it's funny. They worked on a lot of films together. Battle Beyond the Stars. James Cameron was the art director on that movie. He also made a lot of those ships. Sador's Hammerhead. He designed and built that. I did all it. The thing what gets me, the old Corsair ship, what Richard Thomas is piloting as
John Boy.
Shad. Yeah, John Boy is Shad of the Akia.
Yeah.
I always call that film Space Tits with Handlebars because Nell, the Corsair ship,
Yeah.
it just looked like a pair
Oh,
of tits with the handlebars
boopies.
on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really bad in places, but it's really good as well. I mean, fair enough, it's a Roger Corman movie, but like the majority of Roger Corman movies, they are cheap films. I mean,
George Peppard.
he was indeed. The budget mainly
Robert Vaughn.
went on George Peppard and Robert Vaughan's,
On his cigars.
on what they were getting paid for the film. A lot of
Really?
people did. Hey, this is an interesting fact as well. I learnt this in the week and I was totally just amazed by what went off. You know how Clancy Brown was in the original Highlander movie as the Kurgan?
Go on.
You know, the bad guy in Highlander.
No, Highlander's not my thing. I can't
Right.
even remember watching
Well,
it, to be fair.
Clancy Brown was the antagonist in the movie. So basically, he was like third billing on the cast list.
No relation, by the way, for the folks at home.
Right. Well, Clancy Brown, if people don't know, he's very popular in a cartoon. Yeah, SpongeBob, me boys! Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob.
All right.
Well, anyway, I mean, he's been in Trek a lot as well. He was in Enterprise. Yeah, it was, Sergeant, was it Zim? He got demoted so he could go and fight. But he was
And
the sergeant, the staff
Who
sergeant.
caught the brain bug.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the guy.
Yes, sir!
Do you know how much he got paid for doing Highlander?
Nothing.
Nothing. And he was third on the cast list. He didn't
got
even
paid
get a
nothing?
penny. Zero, zilch, nada. But yet again, because it was Sean Connery was in that movie,
Or went
he
to
got
him.
he got more money than anybody else on the cast list. Even Christopher
Jesus.
Lambert, he didn't get as much money as what Connery got.
Is it Lambert or Lambert?
Well, his real name's Christophe Guy Lambert. That's my French accent.
Lambert.
I think it's Christophe Guy Denis Lambert.
Denis.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Christopher Lambert. Obviously, you know, he gets the westernized name.
And that obviously ties back with Iron Eagle.
It was a good movie. I mean, do you know how the story of Highlander was sold as a pitch to a movie company? Right? There's this kid. He's in uni, right? He's on a filmmaking major. So they get them all to write a script. Now the teacher, he gets slipped a few quid to give these guys in Hollywood a nudge if he gets a really good idea for a movie.
Okay.
So they say to this kid, "Oh, we really like this film you've got. We'll pay you $500 for it, and if it gets made, we'll give you a percentage of the budget." So they think it's going to be a low budgeter, and he'll not get a deal of money out of it.
Right.
So what happens in the end, because Sean Connery ends up being on board, they get millions to the budget. So this kid ending up being a millionaire, and he thinks he's going to get screwed because he only got $500 for the script, and he ends up getting millions, and he's still in uni.
Fucking hell. Ka-ching.
So
that was
there you
because
go.
you said he'd got you can
Because
have
it was
a
going to get a
percentage.
percentage of the budget and a percentage of the take. So they enticed him. Oh, if you let us have your script for just $500,
And it backfired.
and it blows up. Oh, crikey! Like McCoy says in Star Trek 4 at that glass factory, "You'll be richer than the dreams of avarice."
Yes. Very good. So yeah, they thought they was taking advantage of him, and it backfired. So it was a kid who wrote Highlander.
Yeah, I think he was about 18 or 19.
Jeez.
And he was doing a filmmaking course at uni. Well, they call it college in America, don't they? So
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a college student, and they thought they were being dead smart. Oh, $500! We're going to get loaded out of this film, and it backfired on him. The kid who wrote the script, I can't remember his name. But I mean, he's had his name on everything, all the spin-offs, all the TV shows from it. He's had everything.
Which means he'll get money from that as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to look it up on IMDb, not IMDb.
I'll just say, MC watched the Trek movies recently. They reuse the same space dock scenes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, all down to budget stuff. Because if you look at Star Trek 5, you can see the ILM stuff, which looks incredible. And then you can see the non-ILM stuff, because ILM were too busy doing Last Crusade and what was the other one? I can't remember the other film, but the ILM were too busy to do the special
that's
effects.
not right. That's not right.
So this other effects company came in, which didn't even use the motion control stuff. So that's why some of the ship angles look dog shite. So yeah, and a lot of it was back projection as well.
But you're wrong about that. The reason they didn't go to ILM, the whole thing about them being too busy, is to cover up the fact that Shatner pissed them off. Because he went to them and said, "You can do that.
Know.
You could do that well under budget," and they just went, "Yeah, fuck off." So Shatner said, "Right, fuck you then."
Is that true then? Oh,
there's a lot of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other about that story.
Right.
Some say ILM were too busy, but I think that's ILM saving face and making out that Shatner isn't a bigger dick than what he is. Because apparently, because he's got such a huge ego, he's a dick with a lot of people.
Shatner, isn't it?
Well, I've heard some rum stories. Like they say, never meet your heroes.
I can imagine. I watched on YouTube the other day. There was the press conference to Star Trek 5 in Hollywood. So it's obviously
I saw that. It was quite glitzy, wasn't it?
It just felt. Was it me, or did it just feel a little bit uncomfortable?
Well, it was over the top. Because Shatner was trying to sell it like chuff.
Yeah, he was like the car salesman, wasn't he, in front of everybody?
Yeah. And he's like going, "Oh, this is so-and-so." And yeah, we know who the cast is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But even George Takei said on set with Star Trek 5, because those two never got on, did they? Even he said that it was one of the most pleasurable experiences on a film set.
Really?
Yeah, and that Shatner was one of the most professional he'd worked with.
No. I'm sure he's taking the piss there.
Well, we don't know.
Because George Takei, I always think it's George Takei now. But, yeah, Shatner and George Takei, they really hate each other with a passion.
I know they do.
Did you see the Comedy Central roast of William Shatner?
No.
That is just gold. George really lets go on how much he really, really hates Shatner.
Is that viewable somewhere then?
It'll be on YouTube somewhere. Sure it will be.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's the William Shatner roast.
Yeah, Comedy Central roast of William Shatner.
I remember seeing the one with
Hasselhoff.
Bruce Willis.
Oh,
Bruce Willis.
I didn't see that one.
That was quite good. Especially when Demi Moore started piling into him. That was really funny.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, apparently Coco got blocked by Shatner. Have you seen that in the comments?
He did. Because he was it was something to do with red letter media, because Shatner doesn't understand red letter.
Right.
Because red letter media love Shatner.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he kind of understands it, so he's blocked them.
Oh,
because you just see lots of videos from red letter media saying, "We love Shatner," blah blah blah, but for some reason he's taking it all the wrong way. I don't know.
PCAT's come out with a good one. The best part of Star Trek 5 is that you can skip it and go from 4 to 6 and not miss anything. I love it.
I will say, sorry mate,
That's right.
Shatner taught me what dogpiling was.
What now?
Dogpiling.
Right.
Apparently, it's when women apparently sleep with their dogs, if you know what I mean.
You know how you said Friday, don't go there. I think we're not heading down that route.
If you know what I mean, I will just leave it at that.
Gross.
Yeah, fucking William Shatner taught me what that was.
Gross.
Yeah.
Absolutely gross. Anybody who does something like that deserves to be punished.
Because
which
there is.
reminds me,
Go on.
you've just reminded me of the internet sensation from the early days of the internet, the Mr. Hands thing. Did you ever hear about that?
Mr. Hands? No.
Yeah, there was this group, and this happened in Washington State in America. There were these guys what liked doing things with horses. Right. Well, anyway, this horse was in a particularly bad mood, and it perforated his colon and burst through his what's a frenulum? Not frenulum. Pericardium. And so these guys just. No, is the the sac that all your major internal organs are in your chest.
Oh, right, okay.
It went right up and did some major damage. So these two guys loaded him into a van and they dumped him outside an ER in Washington, and that was a big thing on. No, and that was a big thing on the internet back in the day. But I think that was just desserts for anybody what does anything like that with an animal deserves to come off really badly.
Yes. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you get what you deserve, basically.
You do. All I know is I love my cats, but not like that.
Yeah. It's like my dogs. I think the world of my doggos. They're brilliant. You know what I mean?
And we'll leave it at that, yes.
They're a part of my family, and I'm a part of their pack. Do you know what I mean? Just like the trust, love, and companionship you get from an animal,
It is. It's unconditional is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, pets are great.
And as I said to you before before we came on, I love my female cat because, as I said, when I lost it once and I was arguing, my cat told me to shut the fuck up. And I'll never forget that. Yeah. The cat had enough of me losing my shit and just looked at me and went, meow. And I knew she was telling me to shut the fuck up. So I did.
Oh dear. Just had a text off the wife.
No.
Oh dear. Worst T-bitch ever. She obviously doesn't know I'm under the stairs. Didn't realise I was the T-bitch today. Oh well. Well, I think Demon Scythe, loving what I said about Battle Beyond the Stars, sent me a picture on Twitter, space tits with handlebars. He loves it, I think.
Yeah, I know the ship. Was it like a reddy browny kind of colour?
That's the one. It does exactly look like tits with a handlebar on it. It's just brilliant. Yeah. That's James Cameron for you. He must have been thinking about something a bit rum when he made that ship. It's even got nipples on the front.
Oh, God.
In fact, before I
when was that? 1980? Was that 1980?
Thereabouts.
I always remember it being on ITV. They've not. It's probably been on maybe 2 or 3 times.
I managed to find a Blu-ray rip, and that's on my hard drive plugged into my router, so I can watch that from any place in the house. So
right,
I could watch it under the stairs. When I've done, I'll just turn my little light off. I watch it like I'm sat in the pictures. Because it's kind of got that vibe in here.
in your in your little cupboard.
Yeah. For a fat man, I fit well into 29 inches of space.
Does it get a bit moist in there though?
No, it's quite good actually. I think I've got enough gap around the door for fresh air to come in and out and moisture to go.
Right.
But it's mate. If you could see it under here, I put a lot of work in and a lot of know-how from.
Maybe when all this shit is over, if I'm invited, have a ride down.
Oh, I don't know about that. You might be disappointed with what you find. I'm a little fat man in a little box under the stairs.
We could do a live stream from under your stairs.
God. Mate, you'd have to sit on my knee, and I think that's, I think that's out of the question.
Yeah, we could get Cockney Spock up there as well and Demon Scythe and just
that
try
just
and
sounded so wrong. I think we're trying to keep it clean tonight.
Pile into your cupboard.
Is that a euphemism for something else? Because I'm getting quite scared now.
Oh dear. Yeah, pile in.
Hello, Dave. Sorry.
Are we going to call it a draw at this point?
Yes.
The viewers are dropping off. I wanted to do a good 90 minutes, so we've kind of extended a little bit. So
yeah. And I've quite enjoyed it tonight. It's been a refreshing change from the zoo we had on Friday. No offense, guys.
Yeah. As I said, you've not listened to the zoo back. The zoo was okay.
Listened back, no.
Believe you me, the zoo was okay. I do think it's a winner for Friday nights for the UK. Yeah, but that's just me.
Well, I think our international friends would enjoy it.
I hope so. Humour's humour, isn't it? So.
Well, it's subjective, but you've got to have a sense of humour, I'm afraid.
It was good because there was enough of pop culture in there, and you doing your Arnie impressions were amazing.
I don't know what you mean. Come on, we got to go. I love that bit in Commando, though. This isn't a plane, it's a boat with wings. We'll get in and start paddling. Come on, Bennett, let off some steam. Let's party. I love that bit.
It's very good.
Steam, Bennett.
Everybody in the chat, go. If you think Trev's impression of Arnie is amazing, say why, as in yes, and no if it's shite. So go on, Trev.
Well, Crew Albert likes it anyway.
Do your Total Recall stuff.
And
then we'll finish you.
Come on, we have to get to the reactor. What reactor? Aliens build it. I love that.
I will say to the guys, if you like Trev cocking about, he will be on this Friday doing more of the same stuff.
Well, nothing like forcing me into a corner, eh, Mr. Brown? You rebel.
You know you love it, you bitch.
I tell you something though, I proper started on Friday. I couldn't believe it at one point. I just couldn't breathe. When I started laughing, I couldn't stop.
The Arnie stuff was no.
I'm sure it was you.
No, it was the Iron Brew.
Oh.
See, the guys love the Arnie. Come on, go.
Get to the chopper. Come on, let's go. Good work, Dylan. Now you drop the 6 of us in the meat grinder. Dylan, you son of a bitch. What's the matter? CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Oh dear. I can hear it. Predator.
I can hear it on my headphones, and you've got the nuances of Arnie. It is, mate, it is absolutely spot on.
And did you know there was a national TV ad campaign which I auditioned for, and I didn't get it because they didn't think I was close enough to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yet the guy who got it sounded worse than me.
Your Arnie is... you've just got the nuance of the accent perfect.
It's a lot of years of watching Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I can imagine. Which is
Hey,
your
buddy. I love this bit where he goes, "Hey, buddy, you got a dead cat in there or what? Fuck you, asshole." I love that bit. You know where all the swear words run down the Terminator's
yeah. I
voice?
was going to say, don't forget all the computer graphics go.
Yeah. Fuck
And
you,
then what does it
asshole.
do?
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I understand she's here. Oh, she's making a statement. You'll have to come back later. I'll be back. I love that bit. You know, with Hollywood, the Hollywood legend that was Dick Miller, rest in peace. He was in a lot of films, and he was the gun store clerk. And I love
The what?
he was the bloke in the gun shop.
Oh
the
yes,
gun shops.
yeah, the little
Little
American Italian guy. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. And he goes, 45 long slide with the laser sighting. You sure know your guns, pal? Anything else? Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
Just want
Only
to
what you
see.
see here, pal. Oh, God, I love that bit. Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. That's probably my favourite. Take this pen and stick it up your nose. I love that bit in Running Man as well. I haven't been in television long, Killian, but I think I'm going to give the people what they want. Drop dead, you bastard. I don't do requests.
What was the steroids one from Running Man?
Oh, that was there. That was Sven Thorson.
Yeah, the
who was
big
in,
motherfucker. Yeah.
He was in Predator. He was one of the Russians in that.
Oh, right, okay.
When he comes
All
in,
right.
he kicks
Yeah,
the door
yeah.
and he goes, knock, knock, and he shoots them two people. One of them was Sven Thorson, who was in Captain Power and the Soldiers of Tomorrow.
Wow.
He was the bouncer. He played Sven, the bodyguard in Running Man.
Right.
And when Damon Killian says to me, he says, "What's the matter? Steroids make you deaf." And at the end he goes, "Well, Ben, this is Sven. Anything you like to say?" "I got to go score some steroids." I love that bit. That is a class line from a movie.
I will say to the people who are watching this, if you like this Arnie stuff from the world of Trev, and there's plenty more to come, we will be on Friday, 2000 hours GMT for discussing pop culture, the week's happenings, little bit of kind of boys, lads in the pub stuff. I'm sure Trev will be, assuming he turns up, will be bringing some of his amazing impressions.
I won't be
with him.
installing anything dodgy on my computer, which will kill my hard drive. I've never seen Windows 10 go into a repair mode loop. That was
Oh, dear.
quite interesting. And it was a legal piece of software for copyright protection. It was on a dongle, and it screwed
Right.
my entire computer up. Anyway,
PCAP
PCAP made a
Yeah.
great thing there about Richard Dawson. He was great in The Running Man. He certainly was, and he hosted Family Feuds, which was the American version of
that's
Family
yeah,
Fortunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He hosted that for a hell of a long
Yeah.
time. An interesting point is Richard Dawson, or Dickie Dawson as he was known back in the day, before Hogan's Heroes, because he was in that as well. He was married to Joan Collins for a short space of time.
Wow. There you go.
Only in a rerun. There you go. Dawson's has a great response to Arnold's "I'll be back" line. He says, "Yeah, only in a rerun." Mick Fleetwood was in that movie from Fleetwood Mac. He played the character Mick. How creative is that?
Directed by Paul Michael Glazier when he was in
it was Starsky and Hutch.
when he was kind of a little bit in vogue in Hollywood.
Yeah, he had a sad. He has a very sad Dickie Davis. Hey, do you know something? There's a great outtake from back in the day of Dickie Davis when he tried to say world. Hang on, I'm going to say it wrong myself. World Cup Soccer. I'm sure you can imagine where he said instead live on air. Any
What?
ideas? He said "World Cocksucker" live on TV.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. That is going back. That is
Poor old
going
Dickie
back.
Davis. I felt sorry for him. He was such a nice, genuine guy.
Yes.
I got to meet him once years and years ago at a motorway services.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I
On
got
2
chatting to him.
hours.
Got chatting to him about world of sport, and he was a genuine, really nice guy.
It was well known that he was a genuinely nice bloke. Yes.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure, and he smelt good too. No,
Did he have did he have the white bit in his hair? The
He did. Yeah,
Malum
that
streak.
that streaky bit that
Yeah, the
flowed to
Malum
the
streak.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had an unfortunate demise. He was in a nursing home, wasn't he? And he ended up having a stroke, unfortunately.
Yes.
Bless him.
If I say bye-bye to the folks at home, will you do Arnie to finish off?
I'll take
back.
a request. I'll take a request. You name the film, and I'll give you the best line of the film.
Ooh, me or the chat?
No. The listeners and viewers.
Right, chat. The first person who comes up with their best Arnie film, World of Trev, will recite a couple of lines, and then we'll pop off. So, chat, come on, chat. Which is your favourite Arnie film?
What, mine or theirs?
No, the chat, you Burke.
All right. Okay, fair enough.
Commando. Here we
Commando.
go.
All right then.
Can I, before you start,
Yeah.
I would just say, Raw Deal's coming up as well. But unfortunately, guys, Commando got in there
Commando's
first.
Yeah, Peacock
Raw
got
film is a great film, but yes. I will just say to the peeps at home, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, and all that. There is a coffee jar to kind of fund the channel because the subscription runs out for StreamYard. So if any of you are feeling generous, that would be amazing.
Yeah, please dip in and give Mr. Brown a bit of support. It's well deserved.
As I said, it's the channel is in my name only. It's you guys. It's more, it's about everybody. To be fair, but
can I just get a couple in before before we go? Demon Size says. You just reminded me of a fantasy football league with the guy in the background wearing the World of Sport jacket, having a piss against the wall. I think that's incredible. An MC says, my uncle was on World of Sport, banger racing with a caravan on the back. Fucking hell. I bet that was quality. I used to love stuff like that. When they used
to show, yeah.
They used to show a bit of everything.
They did.
They showed these... once, I remember this, it was towards one Christmas, I think it was 1985.
Yeah.
And they had these like Yank banger race type things on.
Right.
I think it might have been tractor pulling. It was something like that.
Yeah.
And one of the cars on it was vehicles on it was called Shag Nasty. And honestly, it was just so amusing. Being 11-year-old and hearing that on a sports program, look at Shag Nasty go. They did it in such a way it was almost like a piss take, but it was delivered in such a way it was so dry and serious it made it all the more funnier, which was just brilliant.
I can imagine.
And there was a lot of things like that, like Kent Walton doing the bloody wrestling stuff. That was awesome. Hello, Grapple fans, Kent Walton here. I used to love that. And a great Yorkshireman, Shirley Crabtree. Oh, Big Daddy.
Yeah, you can tell just by the excitement in your voice.
I know. Well, another thing as well, I don't know how much you follow rugby league being a Yorkshireman.
You've just got warmed up, haven't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
2 hours, folks.
His nephew, Earl Crabtree, he used to play for Huddersfield Giants. I mean, he retired a couple of years ago, but you could tell he's a Crabtree because he's a big lad. He's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
He's got that nose as well. It's amazing. You could tell by the genetics. I mean, obviously he hasn't got the tummy, but Earl Crabtree's
and the belly splash.
Big Daddy Splash. Ooh. I used to have that on a T-shirt. Oh, giant haystacks. Whatever happened to Kendo Nagasaki? Wow.
Let's not go there.
Oh, okay.
I know what happened to him. Let's not go there.
Really?
Yes.
Is he dead?
No, I'll tell you off air.
All right.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for popping in. I think Cockney Spock is going to do an after show on his channel afterwards at
I'm just trying to think of a line to do from Commando.
2200 hours GMT, so that's about 25 minutes. So if you check Cockney Spock, he'll be doing his thing. As I said, guys, 2 hours. Trevor's just got warmed up. We could be here all night, but I'm gonna
No,
pull
I've definitely got
the.
to go. I've got to.
I need I need to do life basically. So as I said, if you like this type of stuff, I pop up during the week, but we're gonna try and definitely give this UK Friday evening show a good go because I think the UK needs something funny and pop culture. Blah blah blah. You know the score. So. Thanks, everybody. I will let Sir Trev finish us off, literally.
I'm just trying to think.
With a little bit of Arnie. Come on, you want to hurry up?
I'm just
I can
trying
only
to
feel
think
so
of,
much, mate.
I'm going to try and think of a line now because you kind of put me on the spot. Yeah, Commando. There's so many great lines in that movie. I know. I've got it. Remember, Sally, when I promised to let you go? That's right, Matrix, you did. I lied. Ah, what did you do with Sully? I let him go.
Douche.
Oh, I hope. I'll tell you what. Who asked for that? P-Cat. I hope that was all right for you.
I'm sure it was spot on. Cheers, Trev.
Thank you,
We'll see you soon. Yes.
Thank you for having me on board this evening. It
mate,
was nice
honestly,
to be one of your able seamen.
Mate, you know you're more than welcome on here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, pal. Everybody in the chat, you're wonderful. We'll see you soon. Take care. Hasta luego.
And don't forget to give Mr. Brown a coffee, please.
Yes, every donation. We've got to the point now where we kind of need it. So, cheers, everybody. Take care. Adios.
Thank you.
Bye.